Look, I think for us, what we try to find is sort of two levels of intelligence. We try to find people who are book smart, so who just have raw intelligence. And then what you also want is to be able to find people who have street smarts. So if you can find a mixture of both, and where you've got individuals who have a high level of book smarts and a high level of street smarts, I think that's actually unique. Because what you mostly find out there is people who are either just very smart on the book side, and then you find people who are just very street smart. And it's the mixture or the combination of those two talents that I think separates, at least for us, those are the individuals we're trying to find. So the higher your level of raw intelligence, the higher your level of street smarts, that's how you're going to end up getting a job at our firm. Yeah, and look, I think we've made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I wish I could tell you we didn't make mistakes. I think we've made a lot. I think ultimately the real issue ends up being one of personality. I mean, you've got a large group of people. How does everybody mix? How does everybody work well? And does having that individual add to the team, or does having that individual detract from the team? And in the beginning, you might think it would add, and then you sort of find out through sort of the interaction that it isn't really that beneficial. I think that's sort of, that's happened a number of times. I think the other one is you sort of, even though somebody you believe has raw intelligence, you quickly come to realize that on a practical level, they're not able to make decisions. And I think one of the things that you find in this business is that people are very good at telling you why you should do something and why you shouldn't. The next step is, okay, I understand that, now should we buy it? And I think it takes a different personality or different people to be able to analyze it, but then also to say, look at this price, I'm a buyer. So I think that you need to sort of see how people develop, and you find that people are able to develop into that role, or you find that people can't develop into that role. I think it's horrible. It's not, I don't think it's anything more than that. There's been a huge preoccupation or focus on making money, as opposed to, I think when I was growing up, the focus was how do you make it a better world? And today it's not how do I make it a better world, it's how do I make my world better? Which I think has huge consequences for the society that we live in. And I think for me, we have 5 children, we've tried to push our children into something that isn't sort of in the finance sector. And that you've got to try to sort of help others and try to help the world and try to make a difference. So, but it's easy to say, and it's very easy to say, and I think it's hard when you're the individual and you're extremely bright. You're going to look at it and say, well, I can help the world, or I can help society, or I can go help myself. And I don't think it's up to us to decide, but I think the reason that people do that is the differential in what you make is too great right now. It used to be, I think, when I graduated, if you went into finance, maybe you made 2 times as much, or you made 3 times as much as another job. And therefore, that's why you still had a lot of people doing the other jobs. I think today the differential isn't 3 or 4 times, it's sort of 10, 20, 30 times. So that differential is so huge that it's hard for people who are young to say, I'm going to give that up.